Yo, what's up? The final hours of Nick Blixky. I remember this happened too. It was straight on Citizens app. Everybody was reporting on it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the people he had beef and problems with was making jokes. But the folks claim they get a lot of hate. I'm not gonna chime in on that. It's like I honestly felt bad, especially like seeing the interview with BMG upper class and his mother. That's what made me feel some type of way because I'm like, damn, like people think other people's death and all that is jokes and all that and be participating in the fuckery, and it's like it's people real life parents behind. You know what I'm saying, the cameras and all that. Feeling some type of way about the whole situation, but I ain't gonna hold you for too long. My condolences to his family, and without further ado, we're gonna get straight into the video.
And a local rapper was shot and killed in Brooklyn just about a half an hour earlier. It happened on 200 Winthrop Street in Prospect Lefferts Gardens. Police say 21-year-old Nicholas Thompson, also known as Nick Blixky, was shot in the torso and rear. He was pronounced dead at Kings County Hospital.
4:43, breaking news out of Brooklyn, where a popular rapper was shot and killed overnight. Nick Blixky was discovered with gunshot wounds on Winthrop Street in Prospect Lefferts Gardens. A picture from Instagram shows the rapper, who has tens of thousands of followers, a 21-year-old artist born as Nicholas Thompson, was shot around 9:30 last night. Tributes poured in from the hip-hop world on social media for the Jamaican-American artist.
May 10th, 2020. Tragedy struck in the heart of hip-hop in Brooklyn as an up-and-coming rapper's life was snuffed in a hailstorm of bullets. Nicholas Thompson, also known as Nick Blixky, like many others who lost their life to the streets, knew the life he lived was unsafe, but had no idea that Sunday would be his last day alive. Nick was a member of the Brooklyn collective known by the name Blixky Gang.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. That's not Blixky. God Blixky, man. Luke Blixky, Stone Blixky, Richie Blixky, Sessa Blixky, Sasa Blixky, Keith Blixky, Bigger Blixky, Sprout Blixky, Jew Blixky, Sticks Blixky.
The one credited with starting the movement is fellow Brooklyn rapper 22 G's, who was first 22 Blixky.
I was 22 Blixky in the beginning. I'm still 22 Blixky though, but I'm 22 G's, you feel me?
The word Blixky is urban slang for a firearm, thus already painting a picture of the reputation of the crew Nick belonged to.
So tell me about the Blixky thing.
Like what do you mean by tell you about it?
Because Blixky, in Brooklyn, Blixky is a slang for handgun, right?
For
a handgun.
Yeah, you can say that.
So why'd you guys start calling yourself Blixky Gang?
So that you can say that.
You feel me? Like, there you go right there, Vlad. Like, you feel me? Like,
it is what it is.
It is what it is, bro. Like,
Nick himself upheld the energy of the streets. He was proud of his gangster disciple roots and supported everything that life came with.
Nobody pay with me. You talking about I'm GD. You talking about nobody pay with me.
He was no stranger to getting into confrontations, letting his rivals be aware that if he's crossed, he is ready for the smoke. Sadly, his life was the one that was taken. May 10th, Nick was excited, continuing promotions of his debut mixtape in the music industry that he was teasing to release less than a month away.
Yeah.
It was about to be his moment to shine, but he would never see that moment. Counting down to his last breath, Nick was in the vicinity of Prospect Lefferts Garden at around 8:30 p.m. A little after 9 p.m., he then made his way to 200 Winthrop Street. Unknowing to him, someone was on the verge of brandishing a firearm with intent to take his life. Moments later, at around 9:30 p.m., shots were heard ringing off, and one witness at the scene would come across a man lying on the floor in a pool of blood, suffering from gunshot wounds. The witness would call 911, informing of the shooting and the location, responding to the emergency call. Officers arrived at the scene to find Nick Blixky suffering gunshot wounds to his torso and buttocks. He was categorized as unconscious and unresponsive at the scene when they arrived. The streets were littered with red and blue lights, canvassing the area as residents in the region looked down at the scene. Voices can be heard in shock over the bullet-riddled body that was allegedly fired upon 7 times. Nick Blixky was rushed to King County Hospital, but it was too late. All that was left at the scene were bullet shells, yellow tape, and signs of tragedy that happened on surrounding buildings. The news broke of the rapper's untimely passing and sparked mixed emotions.
4:43, breaking news out of Brooklyn, where a popular rapper was shot and killed overnight. Nick Blixky was discovered with gunshot wounds on Winthrop Street in Prospect Lefferts Gardens. A picture from Instagram shows the rapper, who has tens of thousands of followers, a 21-year-old artist born as Nicholas Thompson, was shot around 9:30 last night. Tributes poured in from the hip-hop world on social media for the Jamaican-American artist.
Some, like his friends and family, were in mourning, but others, like his rivals, were in celebration of his homicide.
Got me doing, bro? What you got me doing, bro? 63 candles, white and black. You know how to be rocking, gang.
2 rivals in particular made their feelings known, disrespecting Nick Blixky's passing. The first was Matty G's, with a blatant taunt, saying that he was smoking on that Nick Blixky pack, a gang slang for someone that was murked. A second rival, known by the alias Justo B, took things down a much darker route. Not only did he post a video popping what appears to be champagne, celebrating Nick's homicide, but he also went as far as insinuating that he was at the gravesite of Nick when he posted a picture upon a grave with a rake and shirt reading, "Rest in peace, Nick Blixky, GDK." One after the next, the hatred among youths grown up in the gang culture was shining for all to see. The number of persons celebrating another's demise continued to rise, from laughing and finding humor in the tragedy to using the tragedy to mock his close friends online.
You smiling, your man's died 2 days ago. I don't take you serious, you fucking clown. Get your face now.
Don't think of it like that.
Nas Blixky, who was close to Nick, took to Instagram to voice his feelings on the matter, urging persons to stop disrespecting the passing of his friend. Unfortunately, his words had little effect. Instead, the end result of Nick Blixky's passing was an intensified gang feud between rival factions. A police report would make this reality even more viable, because according to their investigations, Nick's homicide was possibly tied to the hit of another Brooklyn rapper, Pop Smoke, earlier the same year.
I just don't like, yo, bro, please, y'all. Please, bro. Please, y'all. I respect it. Just leave Blick name out of anything, bro. Like, just leave his name, bro. That nigga don't talk about it. He don't leave my brother name out your mouth. Let him rest in peace.
To make matters worse, a previous video resurfaced of Nas Blixky singing Pop Smoke's smash hit, Dior, when Pop Smoke was murdered, leading many to believe it was him mocking his passing. Amid the allegations and reports from investigators, Nas Blixky would shut down any allegations that Nick Blixky disrespected Pop Smoke, but not hiding the fact that another crew member did talk down on Pop Smoke's name. After Nick Blixky passed, the streets of Brooklyn was wrapped in fear and panic by civilians caught between the retaliations and heightened danger. Rival Blixky gangs, the Woos, and members claiming GDK, aka Gangster Disciple Killers, were being targeted. Rappers like GS9 Bugsy and GDK member KJ Baller were some of the first to end up on the wrong side of the gun. Just as grief was felt by the people they laughed at When Nick passed, they too were now feeling what it's like to lose people they loved and cared about.
That was so
The
surprising.
consensus drawn from rumors was that Blixky gang had a hand to play in the retaliations that were occurring. Everyone involved in the beef had their moment in the spotlight. A spotlight that shone upon the ignorance that showed lost people thinking that killing one another was in any way a form of victory. Blixky gang also continued to suffer losses. Member Luis Caballero, aka Lou Blixky, would lose his life in the string of retaliations, prompting more pain and hurt to seep into the already serious feud. Lou Blixky was shot and killed at Watkins Street and Livonia Ave in Brownsville, leaving family members to cry and bear the pain of his loss. Forward to the present year, and the feud continues to put lives in danger. January 2022, Blixky member and close friend of Nick Blixky, Nazir Fisher, aka Nas Blixky, was the target of an attempted assassination by his rivals. In a released surveillance footage by authorities, a man walking along the sidewalk on Montgomery Street in the Prospect Lefferts Gardens pulls out a gun as he crossed the street towards Rogers Avenue and started shooting. Nas Blixky was left fighting for his life, with shots to his back and leg. Images was released by cops of the person of interest responsible for the shooting. At first, news began circulating that Nas Blixky was shot in the head and passed away. His rivals,
Yeah, some people said he was dead. Some people say he got shot in his head. All types of,
couldn't wait to jump at the news with malice for his well-being and joy for another one of their enemies being reported gone. It was disturbing to see how easily someone's demise is celebrated. Boldly in live videos, individuals, both men and women, were openly praying for Nas Blixky to lose his life. Disappointing their hopes, Nas Blixky would emerge in a later interview on urban platform Fuchsia's TV to clear all rumors about him being shot in the head and him passing away.
So where did you get shot at? How many times?
I shot 3 times, bro.
Where was it at?
You could tell that nigga high as hell. Look at his eyes.
Stating that he was in fact shot, but it was in his back and leg. Nas Blixky recalled what happened. He dropped off his kid and stopped at a store to get something. But as he came out of the store, he was ambushed by the assailant.
I just dropped off my little one, and I stopped in the store to get something, you feel me? As I came out the store, I was getting ambushed, you feel me?
Yeah.
Well, good thing he wasn't with his kid.
Yeah, I tried to say again though, bro. Can't stress it.
Well, after that, like, you know what I'm saying, on your way to the hospital, did you think you was gonna make it, or you ain't really?
I keep it G real with you. I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah.
Real shit.
And, you know what I'm saying, I seen, like, different news outlets, they say that you got shot in the head.
Yeah,
well, that was a lie, right?
Come on, you see my head right now, look like I got shot? My head, I'm focusing. I never got shot in my head when I'm doing chicken shit. You feel me? This shit ain't about nothing, bro.
So where did you get shot at? How many times?
I shot 3 times, bro.
Yeah. Where was it at?
My back and my leg.
Yikes.
Nas honestly believes that his life was coming to an end, and he was being transported to the hospital, but luckily, he survived.
Well, after that, like, you know what I'm saying, on your way to the hospital, did you think you was gonna make it, or you ain't really?
I keep it G real with you. I thought I was gonna die.
It's been a long road for the Blixky gang since the passing of their brother, Nick Blixky. But all hope doesn't seem lost. Amidst all the retaliation and homicides, news came that ex-convict Caleb Glean, who had been out on parole after serving just over 4 years on an attempted murder conviction, was apprehended in relation to the hit on Nick Blixky. After combing through extensive video surveillance recovered from near the scene, investigators were able to make out the alleged shooter wearing a blue bandana, a hoodie with a pattern on it, bronze foamposite shoes, and a big gold ring on his left hand ring finger. The distinguishing marks that tied him in as the main suspect was a globe tattoo, which was visible on his left arm. Reporters state it is believed that Glean was caught on surveillance camera in a deli near the crime scene buying a drink, and his distinctive globe tattoo could be seen, according to the complaint filed against him. Eyewitness also helped piece the puzzle together, informing the NYPD a man approached Nick Blixky moments before his passing, and the two men greeted one another, leading authorities to believe Nick knew his killer. According to the feds, another witness down the block heard the gunshots and saw a man wearing a hoodie and a blue bandana running away from the scene and hopped on a getaway dirt bike that was driven up by an unknown person. Footage seems to back up what witnesses saw, showing Glean approaching Thompson, aka Nick Blixky, and briefly touched his hands with him. Glean backed up a few steps, pulled out a firearm, and shot at Nick multiple times. Roughly 10 minutes after the hit, video surveillance then
did they really know each other, or like
captured the man believed to be the shooter entering a building at 800 Eastern Parkway, where Glean lives. To date, Nick's murderer has been posting online asking for financial support for his legal fees to fight the case, as he claims he's innocent. His GoFundMe page was discovered to that end. Nick had a promising future in the music industry, but he will never get to see the height of success he was destined to reach. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace,
Nick Blixky.
Rest in peace to all of them. Pop Smoke, KJ Baller, Nick Blixky, you know what I'm saying? Everybody from this video. All of them definitely had a big chance in a music career. It was really just getting started. It really shocked me when all of them passed, to be honest. Caught me off guard. Condolences to their families, and, you know, I just want to say thank y'all for all the love and support. I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart. Love is love, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.